Okay, Religious Statistics in America by Kyle. This is part 2. Okay, last time we were doing contraceptions. And yeah, like almost a quarter of Americans think that contraceptives is bad. As of 1995, I'm sure it's changed a lot since then. So anyway, Catholic opinions. Let's do this. What's this? Catholic opinions. Da 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 da. Okay. 57% of American Catholics practice weekly. That's a lot, actually. That's pretty cool. 28% once a month. The bread and the wine at Mass is the body of Christ. 83%. So most Catholics would say that that's the body of Christ. Well, that's kind of an ambiguous question. I mean, if you were to ask me that, I would say yes too. I would say, oh yeah, it's the body of Christ. It represents the body of Christ. There you go. So I don't know about that question. So anyways, American Christian opinions. Let's talk about American Christian opinions. Well, actually, let's talk about how many religious. What is America composed of? I know off the top of my head, Mormonism is the 8th most popular religion. But anyway, let's see what the statistics say. Now, this is from Barna Research, which is a conservative Christian site. But they did a poll and they found out. This is, I forgot to put the date, I'm guessing as of 2003. So let's see, self-identified faith groups. Christians in 2002, 85% of America is Christian. Wow, that's a whole lot. We're a Christian country. Wow. Evangelicals, 7% of evangelicals. Now I think those are like the people who spread Christianity. I love evangelicals then. Spreading whatever you believe. You are a worker in the light. I love you. Let's see, born again but not evangelical. That's 33% of Americans are born again. Wow. So I guess there's like a resurgence in Christianity. That's cool. Christians but not evangelical or born again. As of 2002. So people who were born Christian and decide to stay, that'll be 37. Atheists and agnostics, 9%. Other than Christianity, 11%. Wow. So in America, only 11% of Americans are not Christian. That's pretty crazy. That's 12% of Americans are black, so that's kind of like comparing like a non-Christian would be kind of like statistic-wise would be like a black person. So every once in a while and walking through the streets you'll see a black person. Well, that person would be not Christian. Wow, that's not. Most people are Christian. That's pretty crazy. But that makes sense to me. I talk to people and they tell me they're Christian. So, but that doesn't really tell you much, I guess, because people can be raised Christian and then believe in aliens and reincarnation and all that. So, anyways, let's see here. God. This is the real shit. This is the meat. Okay. God. Where did it go? Huh? Okay. God as the all-powerful, all-knowing, perfect creator of the universe who rules the world today. 69%. So, a little over 2/3 of Americans as of 2005 would define God as that. That's what I would define God as. Okay, God as the total realization of personal human potential. 7%. That is so vague. I would be categorized in that as well, but if I had to choose, I guess I would choose number 1. Okay, as no longer involved in their life. 15%. Say the universe was originally created by God. 87%. Okay. Well, the universe was created by God. That's a really weird question. That's like thinking that God is separate from the universe. So most people wouldn't even answer that, wouldn't even question that question as of 2000 and would just say, yeah. I don't know. What does that tell you? That people don't ask questions and they automatically assume that God's separate from the universe? Or I guess the problem with these polls is you have a yes or no question, so I can't remember if it's just a multiple choice, but I think it is actually. So I would be the first one, all powerful, all knowing. But 15% of Americans say it's God is no longer involved in their life. No, I think those are like people who, and at the same time, you say that 9% of Americans are atheists. So, 9 out of 10 people who you see walking the streets, say like black people, I'm not saying black people, but percentage wise, um, um, are like against God. It's kind of like people from Scandinavia. They're like, we don't like God. And, you know, this is polarized thinking. This is like going from one extreme to the next. Like, because a lot of people who would say, I don't believe in God or any of that would even be like, maybe like Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff who used to be fanatics, and then they decide, oh, they're not going to be into God at all. Why do you have to just? I think it's stupid because it's like you have to. It's like you're bowing down to somebody else's definition of God and saying, no, I don't believe in that, instead of just creating your own definition for God. Just say, oh, yeah, I believe in God, and here's my definition of God. So that tells me that people are just used to not even thinking about coming up with their own definitions for things. They'll just automatically go, no, I don't believe in that because I know what everybody says what that is. So it's also like bowing down to the mass consciousness of what you consider to be mass consciousness. And so then you're just going to go against that. It's kind of like somebody, a black person thinking that white people are evil, or an Indian thinking white people are evil, and thinking that the blacks called voodoo culture and the Indian cultures are so superior than the white people, and the white culture sucks. It's like, come on, it's all integral. It's just let's just take the best of everything and mix it all together. And that's what America is, a great melting pot. So yeah, atheists and agnostics though, like agnostic, I don't really have a problem with that. Agnostic, that's just somebody who's like, sure, agnostic. I don't know and I don't want to think. I guess I do have a problem with agnostics. You pick a side, have a belief. Well, you go through 18 years of school where they're supposed to be teaching how to think, and at the end you just still don't have an idea about anything. So you're just like, whoa, not me. I'm agnostic. Well, what else are you agnostic about? Do you have any opinions about anything then, of any real import? Now, as far as atheists, that's a religion, dude. I'm sorry, but atheism is a religion. It's a belief. It's that there is no God. That when you die, and actually, atheists told me this on YouTube. One of my video where I talked about how you need to believe in God. He was all pissed off at me. And he's like, atheists, you got the definition wrong. Atheists are people who believe that our bodies turn into molecules. So it's like, yeah, I know your body, everything, energy doesn't die, it gets recycled. The materials of your body don't die, they get recycled. I understand that we'll turn into molecules, will turn into atoms, our bodies will disintegrate and turn into something else. I'm talking about your soul. So I guess atheists see no difference between the soul and the body. That your body is the soul, your brain is just a machine. When you die, you're gone. Nothing, like you never existed. And I've talked to lots of atheists like this, and they're happy people. They follow the law. So I really don't understand how they can be happy and believe that. I think a lot of atheists go nuts and aren't happy and turn into criminals. Probably almost 99% or 100% of criminals are atheists. And if they're not, they've just got a twisted idea. But I mean, like, mafia, they're Catholic and they love their God and stuff, but it's different. They're kind of like love God, like how back in the olden days before Christianity, people would like pray to their God to protect them, kind of like that. I don't know. Or maybe they really don't believe in God, they just pretend they do. But anyways, atheists, yeah, like pretend they do, compartmentalizing their brain. That's probably what atheists do. They just compartmentalize their brain. And they just don't want to face up to anything, so they just cut it out and they say, okay, I'm atheist, because they're having some kind of emotional reaction to the control of the church that we've always had. they, like I said before, they bow down to the other people's definition of God, so then they just have a knee-jerk reaction and get polarized. They jump way over to the other end and, I guess, declare war on or something. But anyways, that's too many atheists. But the numbers are definitely in the minority, so that's cool. Okay. Whoa, I'm out of time again. My God.